You have dreams. You want to be an energy coach. You long to go on the Sacred Awakening retreat in Peru. You deeply desire to deepen your skills as a transformative space holder. But you spend all your time telling yourself all the reasons why you can't do that, can't be that, can't truly believe in your deepest desires, whatever they may be. Starbeam, but what if you can? Take a moment and simply be in the what if. Let your mind drift and let the impossible come to the surface. Give yourself the permission to fully be with your dreams. Believe in them. This is when everything changes because magic is real. Do you feel it? The tingle of possibility? I have literal goosebumps. Okay, so now that we're feeling all the magic in the air, let's dive into today's episode together. I've got you, Starbeam. Let's dream a little. Wait, no, let's dream a whole lot. Here we go. Welcome to the Devoted Way podcast, all about magic and miracles with me, Sora Shilling. It's time to hone in on your intuition, become artful, respectful, and nuanced with your relationship with energy, and live life based on your design. Your unique blueprint encoded with stardust from the ethereal realm and blood from those that have come before you. You know what to do and how to be, so trust in yourself. Ever feel really pulled to a training or an experience or even a new career, right? There's something that pulls you in this direction and you stay up at night Googling all the different ways that you might be able to shift into this, or you start looking at your bank account, trying to figure out how you can pay for something. It could be a retreat in Peru, or it could be devoted energy coaching school training, or it could be you shifting from a full-time career as a creative director into being a life coach or a healer, right? Like there's something that is calling, but everything in you says there's no possible way I can do this. I can never be this or go there or do this or experience that. All right. Even though this is a podcast, go ahead, raise your hand if you ever felt like that. I know that in our own human experience, that there are moments in time based on our lived past experience that we always feel like there's limitations, right? I really want to honor and value that first, that there are so many reasons why we have been rejected, why we've had to say no, why we weren't picked, why others have told us there's no way you can do that, right? I know for myself, being a woman of color from an immigrant family, that is something that has been seen. I've seen it over and over again with my parents, people being like, you can't do that to them, or you can't possibly consider this. And so it's definitely been passed on to myself. And so I get it. I totally get it. But here's the thing. If you notice that it is a calling that seems to not go away, then my encouragement is to simply consider the what if. What if it was possible? What if there was another way? What if you could change your career? What if your entire life could be different? Right? The first thing is to simply give yourself permission to consider the impossible, right? Just giving yourself permission to take even 5 minutes to dream into it can change everything. Why? Because often what happens is we think, okay, what if I just consider, I'll fake it till I make it? But literally 30 seconds later, our mind is already telling us, no way. Right? So you are trying, but you are not giving yourself full permission to even spend 5 minutes dreaming about it because you're talking about every single reason why it's not going to happen. So my challenge to you is to take 5 minutes, put it on your calendar, on your timer, put 5 minutes and test it. Every day for 5 minutes, consider the possibility of the thing that you're dreaming about, right? So for those of you who are like, there's no way I could be a life coach. Yes, there is. There absolutely is. So take 5 minutes with that timer and consider, What would that feel like? What would the experience be like? How joyful would you walk in life? What is the possibilities of you supporting others, right? This place of generosity, this place of you tapping into your gifts, this place where you know so many people have told you that you're a great listener, that you're so intuitive, that they feel so comfortable sharing their intimate experiences, that you give great advice, that you help activate and inspire and motivate, or that you keep them accountable. All of those different things that they've said, put it into that space of your dream for 5 minutes. That's the first thing. The second is go ahead and invite and find folks who will only encourage your dreams, right? Who are those people who would be like, F yeah, you want to be a coach? That is amazing. Or you want to go on that retreat? Oh my gosh, we need to go to the bookstore and go look for a book on that country and just sit there and savor every single moment as we turn those pages, right? Who is that person who's going to say yay to you? And if you can't find them in person, how can you find them online? That's one of the beauties of us being able to be online, right? So allow yourself to find those people who are going to say yes to that dream of what you want to step into. Okay, next step specifically for you, for those of you that desire to be coaches, or those of you who desire to deepen your coaching skills and want to be an energy coach. The next is be in that incredible energy space, right? Whether that's listening to podcasts or watching documentaries or finding some yummy books. For energy coaches, those of you who desire to be energy coaches, I encourage you to watch as many movies and TV shows that has to do with fantasy and magic. If you love books, go ahead and find all of those young adult books that are all about magic and fantasy. It is going to help you stay in the realm of possibilities and have you begin to understand energy. Also, go and find all of those animal documentaries and nature documentaries, because Mother Earth also shows you so much when it has to do with energy itself, right? So being in that field and in that realm is going to also help you open up to the possibilities. The next is to then go ahead and say yes to the dream. Take that one courageous step. For me, that courageous step is always to connect with the person that may support you in making that transition. So, what do I mean by that? If you are desiring to go on a retreat, then go ahead and email the retreat space holder and ask if you can get on a 10-minute call just so you can hear about it and start really envisioning and gathering all the information. You could be clear that you may not be prepared or that you don't have the financial funds yet. But the fact that you said yes to getting on that call can shift things. Or if you are desiring to enter into an energy coach training program and you're like, oh gosh, it's up on my screen all the time, but I just don't know. Rather than being afraid of connecting with the trainer, go ahead and reach out, book a discovery call, right? Devoted Energy Coaching School is one of them. So go ahead and reach out and hop on a call with me and share your vision, share your dreams so that I can place it into the prayer field. I'm not going to force anything on you. I'm not going to make you feel guilty for not saying yes yet, but at least we're in it together. We're building a relationship and I can put that in the prayer field and we can walk with it together, not you by yourself. Things happen at a much more quicker space when you do it together. Same thing, if you desire to move away from your full-time career and go into being an entrepreneur, reach out to someone who is an entrepreneur, right? And go ahead and hop on their webinar or join their group, right? I wouldn't say go ahead and have tea dates and pick someone's brain all the time, because people's time is very valuable and their wisdom is also valuable. So really being clean on the energetic exchange and the reciprocity in which you are saying and asking for something, for sure, right? So there's a lot of other ways to do that. But for example, if you want to shift your career from one to another, you can always reach out to a headhunter, right? You can go ahead and look on LinkedIn and see what else is out there and reach out to them and say, what are your requirements right now? And what are you looking for? I'm really interested in putting in my resume and wanting to know next steps. The reason that we are so afraid is that we are in our mind thinking about all the reasons why it can't happen. But in our space of being brave, the one thing that you know you can do to make something happen is to take one step and reach out and gather more information and introduce yourself. Because by doing so, you're already saying yes for yourself, but you're also encouraging and asking others to hold that vision alongside you so that you're taking responsibility, you're asking for help, but you are not asking to be saved. When you're constantly asking to be saved, you are going to stay where you are. And that's in a space of non-movement, of cycling backwards, and asking for other people to do the work for you. And that means no wonder that internally you feel like you're not ready, right? But when you say yes to claiming yourself back, you realize you are ready. That's when you're like, F yeah, I can do anything. I'm resourceful. I'm resilient. I've taken my power back. I'm not asking someone else to do it for me. Of course I can do this. Of course I can be an energy coach. Of course I could be a thriving business owner as a healer, right? Because you're now claiming yourself back. So I hope those are some tips that help support you in considering whatever is the thing that you want to do next, that you've been up at night wishing and dreaming about, that these are the little tips that will help you get there. And if you want to be an energy coach, Devoted Energy Coaching School may be the most aligned space for you, for the community, for the experience, for the alchemical process, for the initiation, for the tools, for everything. So go ahead and take a look at Devoted Energy Coaching School and hop on a call, because why not? All it'll do will serve you and your prayer fields of the vision that you want to step into. It is a blessing to serve you. My deepest desire is to bring nourishment to your soul, activate and enliven your inner landscape, and find inspiration through the sacred stories of others and myself so we remember we are collectively woven. If you would like to learn more about mysticism, spiritual devotion, magic and intuition, sacred leadership, business practices, and devoted energy coaching, please make sure you subscribe to Devoted Way Podcast. As I continue to serve, may I humbly ask for a sacred exchange. I would be so appreciative if you would write a love note, otherwise known as a review. Share the episode with your friends and community members, and engage with me on Instagram at Devoted Way. If you have any questions you desire to be answered on Devoted Way Podcast, please head over to devotedway.com and send me an email. Stay sacred and discover your path and join the Devoted Way. May magic and miracles occur in your life every day as you co-create a synchronistic new world with the Great Mother. Until next time, this is Sora Schilling.